Hey everyone, thank you for waiting. So we are live right now, but we are with the Behind the Bots people, and we will be discussing the 2025 rule set. This is very spontaneous, very fun, but I'm very happy to be here. Soon is now.
And let's get into it.
It's gonna be amazing. The fights are gonna be intense. There's gonna be fire. There's gonna be flames. Some of it will come from inside the robot.
Oh my god, Kyle has done the thing!
It's Behind the Bots time!
From the NHRL studios in Norwalk, Connecticut, this is Behind the Bots, the podcast that brings you the stories of the people behind the bots. I'm Chris.
I'm Luke.
And I'm... Oh, sorry, I was early. I'm Jake Maximizer Hoffman. Sorry.
And today on the podcast, Maximizer Captain Jake Hoffman helps us break down the just released 2025 NHRL rule set.
And if you like our show, please. See, now we're doing this live. I'm like all frazzled. We'll wrap up the show with this week's installment of Robots Around the World. If you like our show, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn, CastBox, Player FM, and Podbean. You can follow us on Facebook at Behind the Bots and tell a friend. We really appreciate your support.
Time for this week's Combat Robotics news. I have one news item for you today. Catch live robot combat this weekend in Washington, Colorado, Texas, New Jersey, Florida, Lithuania, Poland, and the UK. In the UK, they'll be fighting Antweights and Bodgebots on Saturday at Tap Social Movement in Oxford. Across the country, also on Saturday, they'll be fighting Ants at St. Luke's Church in Wallasey. In Poland, they'll be fighting Ants at an indoor sports arena in Rzeszów on Saturday. And in Lithuania, they'll be fighting, yes, you guessed it, Antweights at a school smack dab in the center of the country that I will not attempt to pronounce. I was like doing the YouTube pronunciation, and I don't know. I think I just need to learn Lithuanian. That's fine. Check out details about these events and upcoming events in Europe at bristolbotbuilders.com/events. On over to Florida, where they'll be fighting 500-gram mini sumo bots at a strip mall in Orlando on Saturday. In Texas, they'll be fighting ants and beetles at the Rev Robotics headquarters in Carrollton on Saturday. In Washington, students at Washington State University in Pullman will be fighting ants, plastic ants, and beetles on Saturday. In Colorado, our friends from the Colorado Bot Mafia are holding a ferryweight competition at the Hobbytown in Westminster. And finally, in New Jersey, the students at Raritan Valley Community College's Math Club will be hosting an Antweight competition Sunday in partnership with our friends at G Squirrel. That's it for this week's news. After the break, our rules breakdown with Jake. This week, we're joined by returning guest and friend of the pod, Jake Hoffman. Jake runs Maximizer at NHRL as well as his very successful YouTube channel at Jake Maximizer. Jake is here to give us the builder perspective on the brand new 2025 NHRL rule set. So welcome back to the show, Jake.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's always a blast.
Jake, I have a shameful admission. I have read the rules very little. Like, I skimmed them. It sounds insane just because these are the biggest changes to the rules since literally like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
We weren't around for the original writing of the rules, but like I just imagine it was done in a fever dream by like Austin while he was driving in his Tesla Model S Plaid edition or something, and now this is like the biggest re-examination of the rules, and really kind of like the thing that struck me was just like how meticulous the new rules are, like how meticulously they were written and kind of thought through. our friends at the Havoc Rundown have Ricky on this week to give his kind of expand on his thoughts following his big AMA session live earlier this week. And we wanted to bring you on, Jake, to give us the builder perspective as somebody who has been living with the old rule set and now has to design for the new rule set for 2025.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe like the TLDR, what percentage of the rule set are you happy with?
Yeah. I think I was at 90 and now I'm more like 99. After I'm very, 95, 99. Now I will say I'm not Ricky, and Ricky knows the intention and kind of more of the background and the planning and the strategy behind the rules. I am merely an outsider. I'm just a guy who has a YouTube channel and a robot. That is my perspective. I'm not a forethought genius. So when I'm looking at these, I'm thinking about how it immediately applies, the current state, and where people might find holes or gaps, because the biggest change with this rule set that I see is the broad overarching power that it gives the committee at NHRL to say, hey, we don't want this, or hey, we do want this. It totally opens up the door for mid-season rule changes based on current meta and stuff like that, which is a very broad authority, which personally I think makes the sport really interesting. It's evolving so fast that the rule set kind of can't keep up. So, in an expansion, it gives it the power to continue to grow with the sport. And I think that's a really ambitious goal, and still be fair at the same time. I think that those kind of bounce off each other in kind of a weird way where it's like you want the rule set to change, but also be consistent and fair. And what does that mean? So I think what this rule set really represents is understanding that there has to be a groundwork and then building off of that. And that's really cool to see. I said this in the Discord the other night. I think it's the most ambitious rule change thing in the history of the sport, and that I don't think that that's an exaggeration when it's we want to transform the way that people build robots, and that's what this rule set is, and that's cool to me.
Maybe we could start by describing your experience fighting in 2024 and kind of what are the most frustrating kind of common things that you see in the box, not weird edge cases. I don't know, 3 years ago we had a guy who showed up and his robot just started barfing metal shavings all over its opponent, just kind of frying components.
Yeah,
but it was only one guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mini bots, everyone has a mini bot now, and
yeah.
I know mini bots are really big, but common major pain points for you when you're in the box under the 2024 rule set.
I don't know about in the box is in the box, that is what it is, but I can say we had a good family friend who came to watch. She lives in New York City. She came up to Connecticut for the day to watch the fights. And sitting there cage side, I was kind of explaining, okay, this is two vertical spinners. I believe one of them was Downpour. Ariel Smith just had a great TikTok come out, so shout out Downpour. But her question was, both these robots have two robots. What is that about? And I kind of had to explain, this is the current state of the sport, is that you're allowed to have the second smaller robot that doesn't have a weapon on it. Oh, also you can weigh 13.2 pounds. And also these wedge bots that might not look significant are really going to turn this fight. Watch this. And it was the perfect fight. I can't remember who Ariel was fighting, but it was, Ariel was down for the first minute. And then all of a sudden, Kevin gets a great pin, and then the fight flips. And it was the perfect example of how those wedge bots can really influence a fight. And kind of the question was, how is something that is so kind of, not immediately obvious as consequential to an untrained viewer, extremely consequential to a fight. And that was kind of a hard communication aspect of, no, this is actually really important. So I would say that you know, the builder experience is important, yeah, and I think the builder experience is evolving in a positive direction for the most part. But there was a viewer perspective and bringing new people into the sport where it was hard to explain. And that's why I think NHRL went in the direction of no mini bots for ESPN. I think that was a decision. And I think it made sense. You saw some really good fights out of it because of it, I think. But as far as like bringing new people in, I think it makes sense. The mini bot rules, especially, to kind of smooth that transition out into I am viewing this fight to I am understanding this fight.
So let's drill into mini bots a little bit, because I feel like that's a big piece of the 2025 rule set. So,
Yeah.
like, can you describe like the 2024 rule set, how people were exploiting that, and then what's changing for next year?
Well, and exploiting is different than utilizing the rules to their maximum capacity. Like, you hit tomato to mini bot, it's I don't want to say exploiting, because they are using the rules, in the way that they are kind of written. However, so the way it works currently is you have you can have in the 12-pound weight class, for example, you have an 110% bonus for the main bot, or plus the weight class lower than it. Excuse me. Let me start over. The way that it currently works is in the 12-pound weight class, you can have a 13.2 main bot and a 1.8 pound mini bot for a total of 15 pounds. So the multi-bot rules are you get a, I think it's a, whatever the weight class under it, you get that bonus on top of the base weight. So for 3 pounds, it's a 1 pound multi-bot, I believe. I'm not sure on that because I don't fight threes. But for 30s, it's 12. And for 12s, it's threes. The way that it works in 2025 is a little bit simpler to explain. There are separate multi-bot categories, and you have to fit in that multi-bot category in order to get the multi-bot bonus. So for a 50-50 multi, let me pull up the open rules. I should have had the multi-bot, the 2024 rules open. I'm sorry I didn't. So for 2025, 2-part multi-bot max segment weight is 8 pounds. 3-part multi-bot, it's 5.3 pounds. 4-part mini-bot, 4 pounds. And those are kind of reflected across all 3 weight classes in their given percentages. This is a easier entry point for new builders to understand. You might not read, if you're new, you might not read the rules and understand immediately, oh, I can stack these weight bonuses and I can have, complex applications of these weight bonuses that might not be immediately obvious. This is immediately obvious to someone who is new, that they can have this multi-bot percentage, across the 3 weight classes.
My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, now multi-bots, they have to all be the same weight or less. Is that right?
Correct. So if I'm reading this correctly, so you can have a 2-part multi-bot in 3 pounds and both can weigh 2 pounds. Or you can have a 4 and each can weigh 1 pound.
Got it.
So but that's a simpler thing to explain. Okay, because they're a 4-segment multi-bot, they can weigh up to 4 pounds. Then saying, okay, the main bot gets this bonus, but the mini bot can weigh this much, or it can weigh 3 pounds, and the main bot can weigh 12. It standardizes the weight across the board.
If you had to guess, well, I don't know, Luke, you go, but I guess like one of the things I'm wondering is how many people you anticipate will take advantage of like the multi-bot, workaround now.
Yeah, that's a good question, because I think I think it's the cam lifter multi-bots are so effective in 12s. I feel like I see more and more every event, and they're great at what they do, which is assist the main bot and getting really big hits. I think I think I can see someone justifying a cam lifter mini for 3 pounds and their main bot weighs 9. Like, I totally see that as a valid strategy. So it'll be curious who goes down that route, where it's like, okay, I'm going to trade 3 pounds for this cam lifter mini, and then who goes down the I want 2 segments. I know Zoe with Mining and Plusle is like, let's go. I'm ready to make these guys just that little bit heavier. That'll really push them over the edge in terms of like reliability and hitting hard. I think she's already got some bigger weapons on the way for him, so that's very cool to see in anticipation of this rule set. But it'll be interesting who takes advantage of this and who decides to trade off and step down and wait and continue to run that cam lifter mini. That'll be interesting.
I think like one of the biggest frustrations that I've heard from builders are like just wedge mini bots, where it's like, hey, I'm a doorstop, I'm gonna get under you. Literally, I have no ability to really kind of like get out of that 10-second pin, and you're just kind of like stopping the action in the fight. Wedge minis or wedge multis are also disappearing in 2025. So that was one of the most frustrating finals ever, was Vorion versus Emulsifier, and it was just like everyone had a wedge mini because they had to have it, and none of them were doing anything. And it was just Emulsifier and Vorion, which are 2 really hard hitting robots, just like looking at each other for a minute and a half. And like, that wasn't fun for the builders, and it wasn't fun for the fans. And like, that I couldn't imagine being cage side for that. And my heart goes out to Brandon, who had to live through that final. That's a tough final to live through. And congratulations to him for making it that far. But it burns people out when they make it that far and then they lose because we're all stuck on our own minis for 2 minutes. Like, that's frustrating. So sorry, the original question was this new like active weapon kind of like requirement being for every segment of your robot. So every segment has to have an active weapon that passes the dummy test. Now, we've seen some details about the dummy test, but it's not set in stone yet. So the big one that people are questioning is for each weight class, the dummy has to be lifted so high. For example, in the 3-pound weight class, it has to be lifted 2.25 inches. This is effectively, I don't want to use the word banning, but forcing the current state of cam lifters to evolve. I think Ricky used the term level up, which is a very good term. It's forcing the current cam lifter class to level up and be able to lift that robot higher. Ricky had a really good line during the live stream, which is, we want it to be immediately obvious from 15 feet away what is happening to the robot. Like, if it's being lifted up, we want to be able to tell from 15 feet away it's being picked up. And I think the current cam lifter drivers have already started to redesign their stuff in order to pass the test, which is like exactly what the intention of the rule set is to force a change that makes fights more exciting. And I think that's cool, Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, lifters are being upgraded. I saw like some kind of like mention in the Discord about how they feel like SSPs are being banned or SSPs are being nerfed. Like partly that's around like the height that
Yeah.
they can achieve today, but also
Yeah.
like around like the location of the little starting,
So
Switch.
the switch thing has been overturned for threes.
Oh.
Threes are easy enough to manipulate. Their concern was there were a couple instances with like the 30s where people were tumping them over and back and over and back, and that was just a lot of handling of a live robot. But a 30 and really a 30 that weighs 45 pounds because it's a shuffler, handling something like that is much different than handling your SSP kit. So that has been waived for 3-pounders, that was part of my, when I read this, I was like 90% excited about it. That was like the 10% where I was just like, okay, great. So and Ricky said this the other night during the live stream, and I'm sure he'll reiterate it when he goes on the Hunter Brothers podcast, that the SSP, the dummy has to pass the SSP the same way that the SSP has to pass the dummy, because it's the bare minimum. The dummy should be based on what an SSP kit is capable of. And it's not like SSPs make disentertaining fights. That's what they want. That's the minimum level of functionality that they want to see. So the dummy test should be, kind of worked backwards based off the SSP kit, which I think is very understanding of the state of the community. You wouldn't want to disallow an entire class of builders. They seem to be receptive of that. The immediate overturning of the switch rule. I think I said this on my stream. The switch rule was like one sentence in an otherwise very comprehensive document. I did not expect it to stick as soon as there was a problem with it. So it didn't stick. So
The only other thing that's big that I saw was like that you can't stack you can't stack weight bonuses now. So like if you have a multi-bot, you have to choose either multi-bot weight bonus or non-traditional locomotion weight bonus. Yeah.
Sorry.
think, like,
Would
I
I any
Yeah, so let's see. If a robot qualifies for both a locomotion-based weight bonus and a multi-bot bonus, the builder must choose one bonus or the other.
unless every component of the multibot has NTL.
Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. Got it.
And shufflers are still being considered NTL.
Yes, so
Kinda.
shufflers.
Yeah, sorry, no, you're right. Non-traditional, but like there's a extra bonus on top of that for Chew Walkers.
Right.
Yeah, Chew Walkers are getting like you can basically double the weight. Yeah, so like a 3-pounder can be a 6-pounder if it's a Chew Walker.
So-
12-pounder can be a 24-pounder.
This is something that I'm very excited about, is the True Walker bonus.
Okay.
That is something that is genuinely very exciting. It's the first time we've seen, that large of a weight bonus on a single robot at Norwalk Havoc. It is a 100% bonus for True Walkers. So a 30-pounder can weigh 60 pounds if it moves via articulating leg. And that is... it might be too much. We might be sitting around here in a year talking about how True Walkers have totally taken over. I'm just visualizing Chonky with a 40-pound shell and like 20 pounds of walker underneath. And it's like if you have a weapon that weighs 10 pounds more than the bots in the weight class, like what does that do to someone? I can't even visualize the terror that's going to elicit. Yeah, that is one of the coolest bonuses like of all time. It is one of the most concerning bonuses like of all time for someone with wheels. And it is, I'm terrified of. Thank goodness Weather Report didn't qualify. That robot is horrifying. I'm very sorry to the builders that they didn't qualify because it would have done very well at finals. I think it is one of the scariest bots of this year, and it is a shuffler, and it is 18 pounds, and it is mobile, and it is the first time in the 12s where we've seen such a mobile walker setup. It is awesome, and seeing it on the table is like scary because it's ginormous. So, that being said, I'm imagining a robot like that is just as mobile, that is just as articulate on the floor, that can control the box, but it weighs 24 pounds, and it is coming for you, and it will be there, and it. We might be sitting around in a year talking about how overpowered the True Walker bonus is. I totally see that happening, but until then, I'm very excited to see the 60-pound Chonky, and I'm just going to stay away from 30s because that's too much for me.
So articulating walkers, how specific did they get with what constitute that versus, because there's a lot of different ways to make a leg act like it's moving, right?
Right.
But in actuality, it's just a shuffler.
So the rules are kind of as specific as they are vague. True walkers are robots with one or more legs. Okay, so this is the fun part of live. We have one of the Chonky builders in chat right now, and he is saying that 60-pound Chonk is not happening. So
We want you to think.
we want it. We want it. Yeah, isn't this fun to have the podcast live? Okay. Sorry. I thought I would get attention to that. So true walkers are defined as an articulating design features which contact the arena floor, which can move with 2 or more degrees of freedom. From my understanding, that means that they have to be able to both turn, pick a direction and move forward and backward. Where a shuffler is stuck moving forward and backward, these can pick a direction. The only one that I know of that fit that definition was Jaylee's Game Over. That could have weighed 6 pounds, which is that's cool. True walkers, the total weight of the spinning. Okay, I might have misspoken. The total weight of the spinning weapon components of a true walker cannot be more than 150% of their normal weight of their weapon class, i.e. 4.5 pounds for the 3-pound class. Oh, so I did not misspoke. You could have a 45-pound shell with a 15-pound.
Damn.
You could have a 45-pound shell on a 15-pound frame. Okay, so when I made up that horrifying hypothetical, it could get worse. It could be a 45-pound shell on a 15-pound frame. True.
I'm now getting excited about the 60-pound Chonky. It's we have to will it into existence. That'd be great.
And the Chonky builders they're in chat right now. Your challenge has been set by Luke Stengel. Go out and get it. Mr. Stengel requests it, demands it. So,
is this the thing that is just like totally hacked for 2025? Like by June, are we gonna see like someone has figured out what the minimal viable product is for what the walker is? Someone's got it for sale on their website. Here's this $9 articulating leg that you can just throw on
when Seth Schaefer drops the drop-in leg module that replaces the a dart box, we're hosed. You just throw that sucker in there, and you can weigh
mean,
24 pounds.
I guess that's why Ricky and NHL at large is leaving open the door
Yes.
to season rule changes. So
Yeah.
you only last so long, I guess.
Well, and then to add to that counterbalance, competitors who wish to use True Walker bonus must have their design approved by NHRL staff before registering their robot for an event. So NHRL reserves the right to approve or deny any robot the True Walker bonus at its sole discretion at any point in the season. So this is kind of what I'm talking about with, it's both kind of, it's with great power comes with great responsibility. And we'll see, that's a very broad power that is given, and mysterious power that is given via the approval process. So it'll be interesting to see how that is applied, and what makes it through that, and potentially what doesn't, because what doesn't make it through that might be more interest. I hope we get a little bit of insight into that. The NHRL approval process as it stands currently is a little bit of a black box, which leads to a lot of conspiracy about, like, we know that NHRL says no to certain things, but we never see when they say no. So it's kind of like, a void where stuff goes in and we only see what comes out on the other side. I'm curious as to what sort of visibility will be given to, like, hey, we denied this for True Walker. Here's why. Not to get super, like, tinfoil hat, but, like, it might be interesting to see.
Jake calling for live streamed tribunals. Got it. Good.
Yes. Yes. When Kelly can have a big judge's hammer and bam,
Yes.
approved.
Yeah. Okay. Are there other anything else that's major that is in the 2025 changes or rule changes that we haven't talked about yet?
There are some concerns.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do that, let me just
yes.
very quickly, like, recap kind of like what I'm hearing from the last 30 minutes. Sorry, Lindsay, go ahead.
I remembered a rule change that I feel like affects one of the Behind the Bots family of robots.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I know. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, you probably have the wording more readily available, but I believe the word substance was used. Like, you can't have substances with your robot.
That whole section targets every single one of my bots. Every one of them.
I believe there's been a clarification. I don't know if this sheet was updated.
Oh.
It says, however, liquids expelled from a robot that become gaseous or solid, which is not, I don't remember reading that. I'll have to put up the live stream. I don't remember reading that on Saturday. It might have been added. It might not. I might be lying, which
I think it was added.
this stream is not the truth stream. It is the conspiratorial tinfoil hat stream. Gaseous or solid shortly after leaving the robot and or before hitting the opponent are permitted. So hot glue.
But
Fair
didn't they
game.
also make the entanglement rule set a little bit more granular? I feel like they left that door open, but on the other side of that door is another door.
Fabric foam and other ablative armor is allowed, but ablative armor must not be designed in such a way that it presents a likely entanglement risk. The decision of what is a likely entanglement risk is up to the discretion of NHRL tournament stewards. NHRL reserves the right during an event to require that a design features be removed from a robot if those features unexpectedly prove to be major entanglement risks. So I don't think hot glue is entangleable, though.
It is if your robot maybe snots it out the front at a very slow rate.
Could be.
Chris,
Could be.
The one problem with your robot was that it didn't barf enough glue fast enough. All right, like it's the only reason why you could still show your face at the House of Havoc.
Yeah,
because if it was a true barfing robot and it won the Golden Dumpster like that month, people would be calling for your immediate firing. All right.
I know. I was using actuators from a massage chair. I think maybe with better technology, I could have gotten that snot where it needed to go.
I'm gonna recap what I think I've heard, and just to kind of like, I don't know, do the TLDL here. So like the big changes are mostly around like loophole type robots, around the weight stacking. So like there's no more weight bonus stacking, and around this requirement, this active weapon requirement, kind of defining what an active weapon is and applying that to both like all portions of a multi-bot. So like these teeny tiny mini bots with this gigantic non-traditional locomotion kind of like main bot are gone. Doorstops are gone. We're moving to like this true kind of multi-bot environment where you see two identically sized or at least identically weighted robots. And what it feels like is the intention of the rules is to create like a higher fidelity fighting experience where it's your weapon versus their weapon, and it's just a lot more exciting to watch, a lot more exciting to call, like probably resulting in shorter fights just because there's going to be more knockouts, fewer judges' decisions, fewer like kind of shove fests. And so like kind of pushing the sport in that direction, more toward kinetic energy, like more toward kinetic weapons. If you are a builder who has built kinetic robots for the last 3 years that are also Spark compliant or like other kind of league compliant, you're totally fine. If you've been playing lawyer ball for the last 3 years, there are now very expensive paperweights that are sitting on your desk because there are a lot of robots that just we're never going to see again, at least not in their current form, just because a lot of these rule kind of weirdness is gone. Is that like a kind of fair, I don't know, like analysis?
I think Ricky put it really concisely during the live stream the other day. He said we want builders to win in the workshop and win when driving, not win in the rule book. And I think that's a very it's a vision that resonates with a lot of people.
Now, all that said, what's the 1%, 2% that you're still unhappy about, Jake? I'm curious.
Man, that's a big 2%. All right. Well, so there was some discussion about it. I had some questions about it. We haven't seen the judge. Let me preface it with this: we have not seen how this relates to the judging criteria. So, we're thinking about, okay, what is an active weapon, what is not an active weapon, but we don't know how that relates to how fights are actually scored and won. We just know what gets you into the event at this point. The concern number one, I think there's two that people have identified. Concern number one is that this inadvertently buffs robots that have two weapons. And that might not seem immediately obvious, but let me explain. Currently, and I allow me to use Supreme Ruler as an example. Who, I don't know if Jeff listens to the podcast, but of course, this is the one like edge case, and I'm not intentionally picking on it. It is just the perfect example. So currently, it has active forks and it has flamethrower. Let's say, for example, the flamethrower passes the dummy test, but the active forks do not. As it stands now, because the flamethrower and the active forks are weapons, when they take damage, it goes in the D through F category, which means that they can dish out aggression like weapons, but they can also receive damage like weapons. in 2025 rule, if the active forks are no longer considered weapons, do they take damage from spinners in the same way that weapons would take damage from spinners? That means the forks are invulnerable to weapon-based damage or weapon category damage, but can put out aggression and control the same way an active weapon would. So, and they kind of alluded to they won't be able to put out aggression. Lifting someone by a little bit doesn't count for aggression the same way lifting someone by a lot would be, counted toward aggression. My thought process is, how is it communicated to judges that the active forks don't count as a weapon, while the fire is counted as the active weapon, and how that is communicated and translated from not just viewer but judge to score is kind of an important and very edge case sort of thing. The other good example would be Moccasin. Does Moccasin score the same points? Sorry to pick on Ricky's own robot. Does Moccasin score the same amount of aggression points for pinning with the forks if the cam lifters are not capable of passing the dummy test? So getting that counterbalance between they can score aggression but they can also take damage, that's an important balance that has to be maintained between those two sides. Am I articulating that okay? So it's kind of it's not immediately obvious.
So wait, this is a really interesting, and I didn't think about this before. So
no,
if my cam forks don't pass the dummy test,
right,
I can still keep them, but
yeah, then
it doesn't count toward aggression because it's not like really attacking with the weapon. It's more like I'm attacking with the body of the robot or something.
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct. And the way that it was articulated on the stream was it would be the same as pinning someone with non-active forks. And that made sense to me. But how is it communicated to judges that,
right?
What if the active forks only lift by 2 inches instead of 2.25 inches? Is that immediately obvious to a judge, and how is that communicated? So that's kind of the, and this was not immediately obvious. This was brought to my attention after the stream that someone was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, they buffed robots with 2 weapons." I'm like, how is that even possible? That didn't even cross my mind when I was initially reading it. But yeah, and I think I was talking to Gwen with Jackalope. She has the spinner. And she has the lifter. If the lifter can pass the dummy test or can't pass the dummy test, but the spinner does, how does that relate to damage and aggression that those can put out and receive? Because those have to be in balance. Otherwise they're invulnerable.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I mean, For me, like, flamethrowers just in general are a tough weapon class to judge, because if you only put 2 minutes or 1 minute of fuel inside of your flamethrower and it goes out immediately, and now you've just got your cam lifters going, like, you can still affect like the movement of your opponent. You can still pin them over and over and over again. And if that's being countered as the same as if I've got like just a static plow or something on my robots, it's a weird edge case. It's a weird edge case.
Yeah.
Like these kinds of like what weapon in name only kind of edge cases. Yeah. Like just enough to affect the dummy test. Like, I don't know, I've got like a little creme brulee torch, and I'm able to just melt it enough, but it's mostly a control bot. Kind of interesting,
right? Yeah, and striking that balance is going to be there will be times in the future where they have to strike a balance between things, and they've given themselves a unilateral power with this rule set in order to do so. So I think, they've done the best that they can in terms of like future proofing stuff.
I used to hate Lawyer Ball. Kyle has always been like a really big fan of Lawyer Ball, and I feel like I've come around on Lawyer Ball in the last year, where now I'm really excited to see who is going to be the first person to exploit some weird loophole in this rule set and show up in March with something truly strange and infuriating. I'm gonna put that out there as a challenge to all of our listeners and viewers. Play Lawyer Ball in 2025. Like, make Ricky work for it. That's my shout out. Exciting. I can't wait to see what all of these engineers do with the new rules.
You are dealing with I am very proud to be part of a community that is so dedicated to optimizing every single thing, including the rule set. I really admire, everyone is working in their own way to everyone is working in their own way at the maximum capacity that they can work in. And it also includes the rule set, which in times is frustrating, but is also why I'm proud to be a part of the community and say that I'm a part of the community.
I will also say, like, to drop something this large and to mostly get good feedback is a pretty Herculean task. Like, Ricky is very smart. We get the pleasure of hanging out with Ricky every 6 weeks, and he is just like, he puts a lot of thought into the stuff that he does, and this rule set really kind of reflects the experience of watching 1,000+ fights and taking notes, thinking about them over time. So excited to see kind of how this shapes the league in 2025.
I have like a couple questions. The first one is, what robots do we think are going to be immediately impacted by these rule changes? Bots that we have seen on a more ongoing basis. Like, the first one that comes to mind is Positively Hysterical, in its format with the aggressive tapping. Because if I recall, Ricky was like, aggressive tappers, like, probably time for you to level up if you want to pass the dummy test. Another robot that comes to mind is Depth Charge. Like, I don't know about Bristle Drive anymore. Like, is that gonna pass the dummy test in Drive? Like, so I don't like, who are we gonna see have to amend their robot to fit the new rule set?
I'm going down the list of 2024 championship qualifiers. Like, number 2 ranked Supreme Ruler will probably need to make changes to how they do their forks. Like,
but with the flamethrower, like, would they still need to, or is it going back to what we were just talking about in terms of like the double weapon thing?
I think it depends on what the dummy test looks like for flamethrowers. I'm going to assume that it's going to be a low barrier to jump over, but they're going to have to send people the specifications on this flamethrower test, right?
Right. There was something interesting in Discord the other night that Ricky said, and I'm not holding Discord DMs as law as far as part of the rule set, but he mentioned that there's a big difference between 10 seconds of flame that could affect the dummy test and or that couldn't affect the dummy test, and 180 seconds of flame that obviously could affect a dummy test. again, how is that communicated to judges? We're not sure yet. We haven't seen the judging rules. I think that's important context, but it's something to think about.
Mako ranks number 6. It runs a very successful mini bot. Mako really require a big part of their success is being able to capture their opponent and smash them strategically. Without that, Julian's gonna have to change kind of the active weapon on the multi. Plus, it makes if it's a true multi, then it makes both robots smaller as well. I know that Chainsaw Kitty is traditionally like a little overweight, and runs Knife Cat to kind of get a little bit of weight, if I recall correctly. So Kazia's got to cut some weight in her robot. Same thing with Monkfish. I mean, Monkfish is a non-traditional locomotion robot, so it's going to have to shrink because I think that weight bonus has gone down a little bit. Plus, she runs it with Remy, who runs the mini bot, so that's going to have to change. Turbo Fiend runs a multi-bot. Silent Spring, surprisingly, is fine. I think it's always been 4.5 pounds. So really, kind of no changes for Silent Spring. I mean, maybe this is the environment in which Silent Spring really flourishes next year. Half-Life, a lifter. Although Matt runs a pretty powerful servo on that, it's able to pick up its opponents. I would imagine be fine with that.
The bot with the tow hook.
Yes.
Right. From the level 99 Charmander in the chat.
Don't you love having a chat? They're so funny. They're really quiet tonight because they're nervous. When it's just me, they're yapping away, but they're nervous because
we're very intimidating.
You are. You're big heroes.
Listen, we know nothing, so you know more than we do at this point about the rules.
I don't know about that.
Scurry Fest, that robot is kind of a true loophole style robot, so that would be not allowed in 2025. Repeater though is fine because they're kind of equal sized multi bots. Trying to take a look in the 12s. The Battle Tots, are they still legal?
Well, now they get a buff. Yeah, they can go up because right now they're 7.5 pounds. They get another half pound.
Right.
So this is good news for them. There's a lot of bots where this rule set is good news for, and multi-bots specifically, true multis specifically, which I would consider a 50 multi. It's very good news for them. Repeater, Battle Tots, Mining and Plusle, B-Force, and people love watching true multis. I really Repeater was so much fun to watch in January. It was so much fun to watch.
The weird thing that I feel like half of the 12s have a mini bot.
Everybody's got a cam lifter.
Everybody needs a mini bot. There's actually feels like there's very few just kind of single robots in the 12s. Full Court obviously has this now new lift test. Interesting. How does this change Maximizer at all? Does it change your being Maximizer on my list?
Yeah, I Maximizer relies on box control and maintaining box control. Whenever I've fought another bot with a mini bot, I have dispatched it pretty quickly. In the case of Amphisbaena, I didn't get around to it. I ran with a multi-bot initially when I first debuted the robot. It was a 12 pound and a 3 pound. But I just needed that room in the box in order to work with such a large format robot. I was, and this is lore. And I don't know if they're gonna be mad at me for revealing this. I was planning on safetying with a Chainsaw Kitty as a mini bot for finals, but I cannot change my system from a single robot because I've never safetied this year with a multi-bot to a multi-bot format for finals. I know, and they're disappointed, and I'm disappointed because I really wanted to see Chainsaw Kitty roof something in the big cage. I think Kitty can hit the roof of the big cage, so I am as disappointed as the fans at home. However, I think the odds of, Max is like Edward Scissorhands. It really can't, hug something. So the odds of the Kitty getting destroyed in the process were pretty good. And because I was aware that the odds of it dying, I had a lot of conversations where I was just like, you're not going to make it out of there. Like, I'm going to destroy everything in the cage if I get the chance. So yes, it's disappointing, but also, I understand there's rules. And, anyways, Max is a robot that relies on box control. For me, it's just going to be easier to control another robot. I think this is neutral news for me until I have to fight a 24-pound robot, and then it's bad news for me because I have to fight a 24-pound highly mobile walker robot that is thrashing and massive, and I can't handle it. So
Well, those little legs are so juicy though, especially for undercutters, so it's perfect.
I hope so.
Yeah, as I'm looking at the 12s and the 30s, they are dominated by kinetic robots, and there's very little kind of like really weird lawyer ball, at least at the top of the seedings for both weight classes. It's mostly doorstop minis. Like, there's a lot of doorstop minis that we're going to see next month at the championship that will be gone. So, oh my god, Chris, Lindsay, we can pick up doorstop minis on the cheap now, and we can fight them like in the. So yeah, there's the silver lining. If you want to pick up a doorstop mini, there's going to be a lot of
that. They're going to be
now.
They're straight up vintage.
Now is a perfect time to start a 1 and 3 pound sportsman league. It has never been a more perfect time to pick up sportsman.
Yes.
True.
What a good point. Okay, I have another question. So I know last year when NHRL released the rule set, there was a lot of disappointment because people, were saying we're all trying to build a more accessible approach to combat robotics, but being competitive at NHRL basically means that we have to build a robot that only is competitive at NHRL because it's not compliant with the Spark rule set that most other leagues use. So do you think that this is a step in the right direction where now people can build a robot that is competitive at NHRL but also compliant for the Spark rule set and to fight at other leagues?
Yeah, I unfortunately, even though I am 12 hours away from Connecticut, Norwalk is my most local 12-pound scene, which is, it is what it is. But yeah, it's kind of scary to enter threes knowing okay, if I'm going to enter threes and be competitive in threes, I also have to build a separate 1-pounder and and understand and strategize with someone else who might also be new. Yeah, I think that adds to a already very steep learning curve, and just knowing that there's a certain you already got to deal with the rock paper scissors, and you gotta kind of learn how to do that, but it's an additional toll, an additional height that has to exist on the learning curve that is difficult. So banning multis, I don't think just makes it, not banning multis, excuse me, getting rid of mini bots, especially weaponless mini bots, doesn't just make it easier for viewers. It also makes it easier for new builders to understand the rule set and enter the sport. And again, that the goal of the rule set changes is to make it easier for builders to understand and an easier rule set to maintain. And I think the multi-bot active weapon rules and weight rules are reflective of that. So I think it's very cool. I have another concern on my list when we're done. When we're done with this conversation. There's another one. There's two. So the first concern was the unintentional buff to dual weapons. But if I might share, the other concern, and I don't know if this is presently legal. So let me contextualize it with that. It might be presently legal, and we just don't no one's kind of figured it out yet. But it was certainly brought up amongst the fray of conversation that followed this rule set. That is passive components, okay, or props. Competitors may place non-robot objects within the arena with their robot at the start of a match as passive components. The combined weight of the objects in the robot must be below the relevant weight class limit, and the segment must not conflict with entanglement or safety rules. Robots with passive components are not eligible for multi-bot or NTL weight bonuses. Passive components can be intended to break apart from robot segments or be intended to be dropped, launched, or otherwise ejected from a segment. These components cannot be designed to act as independently operating segments of a multi-bot. So, I don't know if this is presently allowed, but it is certainly something that is interestingly clarified in this rule set. My thought on stream on Saturday was, does this mean I can just take a lipo and put it in the middle of the arena and smack it as hard as I can as soon as I, come out of the starting box? And the answer to that question was no. It has to start in the corner with you. However, there are already strategies that have come up with this addition. And I don't know if it's an addition or not. The idea is that you pick someone up and then you put them on caltrops such that they're stuck in the air. They call for their unstick. The house bot unsticks them. Then you pick them up and you deploy more caltrops, and now they're out of unsticks. So we have a report from Gwen Refbot. Gwen Jackalope, props were implicitly fully legal within the 24 rule set. So this is a clarification. According to Gwen Jackalope, which this is not the Truth channel, this is the Lies channel. But this is the Lies and Conspiracy channel. But props were implicitly fully legal within the 24 rule set. So apparently you can currently do this. Put caltrops underneath someone, drop them on there, and then they get counted out because they can't move. So it's like, I don't know. All I'm saying is that it gave people a lot of ideas. This really is something else.
This is a little bit like poking the bear, though. Like, why
I know. I don't know why this is in there. It's not something that has existed, like, that I've seen personally. I'm worried that
just being like a chaos agent, like he just wants to put one little like fuse in there and see if someone ignites it.
Like if you can find there's probably a variety of different super lightweight materials that are rigid enough that can cause an obstruction in the match, where now you could drop like 900 caltrops into your corner.
I am visualizing a cam lifter with two openings. You pick someone up, deploy caltrops, bam, drop them, leave them. Unstick happens, you get underneath them again. All you need to do is score 2 lifts, and then you've won a fight.
Do you think that, I imagine it doesn't, but do you think that, props will have to be approved beforehand? The same way that, like, other things have to be approved beforehand?
Yeah,
makes
definitely.
Sense. Like, if it's not written, then who knows?
NHL reserves the right.
Like, every single one of these sentences took like a week to write. Like, there's a lot of thought that went into each one. So it's like they had some kind of idea in their mind. Like, I'm assuming they thought like, oh, well, we want to still give like builders a way to launch objects at drones, because maybe there's just going to be a lot more drones next year, and they're like, okay, well, let's do this with props. What I don't think that they're, or I don't know, maybe they yearn for the flaming penguin days, of NHRL, just because that made for
You
great
don't put
TV.
that in there, hoping that you get more flaming penguins, and then by February you're thinking about what your mid-season rule changes are going to be, because 50 people show up to an event with fiberglass caltrops.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, listen, Jake, I feel like you should test this.
I have no counter to being lifted up by 3/4 of an inch. There's not a lot that I can do about that, other than violently thrash around.
Interesting. Okay.
My hope is, and someone putting it out in the chat, is it was so much fun watching Knuckle Sandwich yeet its mini-bot into Spitfire. I would love for it to have dropped a couple steel BBs and then shot those in the air instead. That would have been hilarious. So maybe this is how we fight the drones.
It's certainly more exciting to watch than just people putting rakes and brooms on their robots and having them drive around. Interesting. Okay, cool. Any other last thoughts about the 2025 rule set before we wrap it up? Generally, we're feeling positive. I feel like that's pretty good. Interesting changes. I think positive changes. Final thoughts from the group?
I think it seems like the consensus from the community is positive, and that is all you can hope for, because you never know which direction this was all going to go in, and I'm happy that folks like Ricky and everything put in just so much work to get this where it was, and that there's actually a warm reception to it. I know that there was a few caveats and stuff that might require further consideration or maybe a revisit mid-year, but I'm excited to see what people do within the new rules.
Yeah, and shout out to Ricky. Like, really, truly, Ricky is a person that I would trust my life with. Like, I would nominate him to the Supreme Court, knowing that he would be the most impartial, fair person. He's just.
That's not how that court works anymore.
Not anymore, but I'd like to dream. I think he has a lot of integrity, and so I'm not surprised that this rule set is reflecting that.
I will say, however, if the builders want to band together and buy Ricky a $100,000 luxury RV, he will change any rule on this rule set.
He can be bought. He can be bought.
Yeah.
Or a bunch of 2S lipos.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Jake, final word.
Yeah, I think a lot of builder burnout with the 2024 rule set was coming from. I think people felt like it didn't hold water at times, and that the lawyer ball poked holes in otherwise kind of poked holes of doubt in the rule set, for lack of a better word. And what will be interesting in 2025 is when the rule set is upheld, is it upheld in a way that creates a sustainable future for the sport. You can't build pro league on the back of a broken rule set or a rule set that's not being enforced. So if the 2025 rule set holds that water, it's going to be, I think it means, really great things.
Amazing. Well said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cenk, for joining us.
Thank you.
Stick around for Robots Around the World. This is great. Can't wait to see Maximizer in the World Final in December in Norwalk, Connecticut. So stay
stay tuned for that. After the break, we'll return with this week's installment of Robots Around the World.
All right, time now for Robots Around the World. This week we're traveling, to the shady world of money laundering, where investors have paid $1 million for the first piece of art created by the creepy humanoid robot Ada. AI.
Older.
God. Ada used artificial intelligence to create a portrait of World War II mathematician and codebreaker Alan Turing. Ada was trained by ingesting other people's work, aka famous paintings from artists around the world, before deciding to develop her own style, which her creators describe as a mix between Pablo Picasso and Doris Salcedo.
They even sound like that annoying person from
Yeah.
art school that it's just like, well, I was studying a lot of Picasso and Doris, but I came up with my own thing.
Somehow your annoying art school student also kind of sounds like someone else. Anyway, in a press release, Ada said her art, quote, invites viewers to reflect on the godlike nature of AI and computing. I hate this. While considering the ethical and societal implications of these advancements. This is a lot to chew on. And I don't like any of it. As usual.
Older.
I like that, at least.
I hate this. At this point, I just wish that we just had the Terminator robots. Just get this all done with. Let's just get it done with, because we were supposed to have robots that I don't know, would dig holes in the ground and build you a really cool treehouse, or just I don't know, go defuse bombs and landmines. But they're writing poetry, they're painting, they're replacing my job, your job, probably everyone's job, that requires a human being at one end. Why are we doing this? Why does a robot have to paint?
And
Chris, we're the dumb ones who went into the soft sciences. Okay, we're the idiots from the early 2000s who decided to get humanities degrees. All right, we can all be automated. Okay, you can make $1 million by having a humanoid robot paint a tiny painting. It's the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It's $1 million, Chris. It's insanity.
Here's the thing that blows my mind. Technically, this thing is just a very sophisticated printer. I know printer ink is expensive, but $1 million for one picture?
Yeah, but you never have to worry about fixing your printer again.
Oh, I'm sure that this thing requires... the toner cartridge on Ada is probably $400,000, which is like $20,000 more than a regular one from a Brother printer.
I want to know why it cost $1 million, because I can go to Microsoft Copilot right now and tell it to make me whatever I want it to make me, and it'll give me 4 options, and they're all going to be terrible, but it's free. So why $1 million? Why?
Because it's not easy to put $1 million in this developer's account without someone ending up in handcuffs.
And there's the answer.
I want to ask Microsoft Copilot now for a portrait of Alan Turing, but I feel like the real art is in the prompts, so jacked Alan Turing, cracking like the code with one hand and fighting the Nazis, with a submachine gun with the other. Just giant British flag flying behind him. .jpeg. Perfect. Okay. All right. Like, that's what I'm interested in.
Now, Jake, as someone who is a recent graduate, you are just kind of getting ready to enter the workforce as a young man in his mid-20s. What is your take on having potentially another 40 years ahead of you career-wise, and like now robots and AI are just swooping in left and right, and they're replacing artists?
Then they'll come for engineers, man. I don't know. Let me see AI work a drill as well as I can work a drill, and then I'll be worried. How about that?
Oh my God, Jake! AI can absolutely work a drill.
Oh no!
Talking about, Jake. Please tell me this is not your 40-year plan.
As long as I can stay working a drill for 40 years, better than AI, like, I'll be good. I just gotta stay one step ahead. Is an AI a DeWalt guy or Milwaukee?
I think it's Ryobi.
Oh wow, that was.
Sorry.
Literally, you should have a child. Like, you're just throwing this away. You're giving all these dad jokes to adults. Like, Chris, like, come on. You need to have like a truly exasperated tiny person in your house who's trapped for 18 years listening to these jokes. Okay.
I got this one.
Listen, he has one brain cell and it's like the DVD logo bouncing around on the screen. Okay.
Which I can watch all day. I can watch that DVD logo bouncing around, waiting for the corner shot.
Before we go, Jake, we've gotten a couple of questions here in the chat. Chris, Lindsay.
This is the beauty of a live chat. They're being so weird tonight. They're being really quiet tonight. They're nervous.
Is it just like the teacher in the room? Like,
yes, that's what it is.
No.
Okay, listen here. Okay, listen, all you little Gen Zers. Okay, with your TikTok, stuff like that. Okay? We are cool. We can hang. All right. Like, yes, I do need to go to bed, and I wear a nose strip like 30 minutes from now. That's fine. Okay. Yes. We're homeowners. And we're all very old. But listen, it's okay. All right, we're also digital natives. Okay, like we grew up with the internet. All right. Jared Leapson, Liam King, they want to know: would you rather save your girl or Blue Marlin? So that's an internet thing.
There you go. Which one? If me and my girl both drowning, or no, wait, sorry, wait, I messed it up. If Blue Marlin and my girl drowning, catch me at my girl's funeral singing "Feed the Fish." There you go. Now you've been indoctrinated. Bob is selling merch now. You got to get yourself a Feed the Fish shirt, man.
What if Blue Marlin's my girl?
What?
That's a wow.
Wow.
Sorry, Lindsay.
I have a lot of questions.
Wow.
I see.
Like, I'm imagining like the anime personification of Blue Marlin, which is just
Of course
extremely feminine, like Miku
Okay, go on.
inspired.
My girlfriend.
Miku inspired, anime girlfriend. Okay, good, perfect, good. I can see it, Chris.
Let me get you a shovel so you can just dig that hole a little deeper and a little faster.
No, listen, I would save my girl, of course, because Blue Marlin would never drown because it can swim, so it's fine. It's a fish. It's a fish, okay?
I've never thought about it like that. That's a good point.
Okay, I'm realizing literally as I'm answering this that I am too old for this chat, Jake. Like
You are. You are.
Well, you see, a fish
Well, you
cannot
see.
drown.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, I'm so sorry.
No,
Jesse.
no. They're
They
just
can-
nervous. It is like the substitute teacher. I'm like the teacher that like can't like tell on them. They're worried that they're gonna get like homework.
Here's a question. It's a philosophical question. If you take a fish out of water, do they drown in the air?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah. I
That
think
wasn't
that's
quite as
exactly what
philosophical
happens.
for what I was going for, but
Yeah.
tell us
No,
more about your anime girlfriend.
Not mine, yours, Chris.
Now
Yours,
you're
all
speaking
right?
to chat. Chat knows a lot about that. That they are.
All right,
That's
chat.
exactly their. That is right up their alley. Trust me.
All right, the first person to write it in the chat. I need just one sentence that summarizes Luke's AI anime girlfriend. Go.
Chris,
Lindsay Bear
I
writes
only
anything.
watch mainstream anime, which is something that just anime degenerates all say, but I do. Okay, all right.
Is that one where there's a stream coming out of the main character?
Well, that's this has been great, Jake. Thanks for
No,
bringing us
thank you.
and screaming into the world of live streaming.
Yeah.
We have a question in the chat, Luke.
Oh dear God. Okay.
That's a great response. They love it when you say that.
It's not about your anime girlfriend. What do each of you think is the most interesting non-traditional weapon bot out there at the moment? Ooh.
Level 99 Charmander. Okay.
Why not level 100? Why?
The most interesting non-traditional weapon bot.
Non-traditional weapon.
I mean, is it a cop-out to say bedside?
Hot glue, the ultimate weapon.
Chris, you listen. I need like just a huge bucket of glue. Like, don't like
I
forget
know.
about the extruder.
I know, Luke.
Okay.
I
I'm talking about. I want it to look like someone just can't stop barfing. Okay, I want it covered in fur. I want just the barf coming down the fur. Okay, all right.
I've seen your
and just-
TikTok algorithm, Luke. I know.
Huge, just like bloodshot eyes as it just is like belching hot glue everywhere. That's the ultimate. All right. Most interesting non-traditional weapon. Oh, easily the drill bots from Kokoto. All right, like I want to see success for Kokoto for 1,000 years. All right, like let's go.
I would definitely write on like kind of in the same vein, the same family. I would definitely go, hot wings, buffalo wings. I love a glow plug.
Red Panda is my favorite non-traditional weapon. I whenever people talk about control bots, I always say Red Storm. It's just
Ooh.
because the drive like is just so good on it.
Do we know if Kevin has decided if he's attending in December or not?
Wait, was
that
that
is a
up
good
for
question.
debate?
He is fighting at Destructathon that weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
Kevin!
how can
You
you
can't
be
do
two
that.
places at once?
What?
you can't do
Maybe
You're
that.
gonna give away your labor for free? Okay, like come on. Go to Destructathon. Oh, I don't know. Wow.
Oh wait, not Destructathon, but Fall Face-Offs or like whatever the,
Oh, that's much better, Lindsay.
elevated, but
Okay. Good. All right. Got it.
Yeah, so I don't know what he has decided.
Listen, you got to see BattleBots before it disappears. So I get it.
Jackalope, one of the best combo weapons. Gwen was upset that I didn't immediately mention Jackalope, so Jackalope. We're so Backalope.
And on that note, thank you, Jake. This has been great.
Thank
we will
you.
be back
One more
next...
question, Luke.
What? Lindsay!
It's a live chat. They'll continue to ask questions until you say that you're dismissed, you know?
Chat, I need to go to bed, all right?
This one is a good one to end on. It's normal. It's fine. Which bots do y'all think would make the best anime girlfriends?
Oh.
I feel like Chainsaw Kitty, right?
Chainsaw, like you're like emo goth girlfriend. Okay, got it.
Like goth manic pixie dream girl situation.
No, when I think of Chainsaw Kitty, I think of like a girlfriend who's much larger than you and like wrestles you every night after work. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Just like
Who may or may
pile
not
drives
have-
you onto the couch. All right. Okay.
Who may or may not have a secret room.
Yeah. Listen. All right. Listen. She lives a full life. Okay. Like it's many faceted. I don't know. Let's see. Anime girlfriend.
Liam King says Maximizer.
Yeah. Okay. Maximizer has an aura. I
Thank
get
you,
it.
Liam.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maximizer also has a hidden room next to the other one that Chainsaw Kitty has.
Why do all of these anime girlfriends have hidden rooms?
Huh.
I would probably go with spare parts.
Okay. Which one?
I love just Easy Mac in the microwave. You know, just get some snacks.
So wait,
some
spare
popcorn.
parts as an anime girlfriend is like what? Like she's a feeder? Chris, what are you talking about?
Oh God.
Doesn't have a secret room.
Yeah. Okay.
Might be a bit of a hoarder's house, but like no secret rooms.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
think, like,
Okay. Let's get a last one out. Luke, go.
I feel like for obvious reasons, Milk Tank.
Okay. All right. Luke, you know what? Go to bed.
I don't know that much about the internet. I'm so sorry.
All right, folks. We'll see you again with another mystery guest next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, guys. I'm going to stay on stream for a little bit. Thank you guys so much. This was a blast. This was so weird and awesome. I love it. Thank you.
Luke chooses the anime girlfriend that has udders.
All right. I'm going to stay live. See you guys.
See you, Jake.
That was so much fun. I appreciate it.
Thanks for letting
you,
us
bro. See you
crash
later.
your live stream.
Later. No. Thank you for letting me crash your podcast. No, this was awesome. Thank you.
You're at 99% uploaded. We need 1% more out of you.
So you can keep doing what you're doing. Just don't close out of the Zencaster.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. You guys are awful. You guys acted so weird the whole time because you were nervous. You guys are in such trouble.
I feel
No, I'm
like-
not talking to you all. I'm talking to
No,
my
Jake's
chat.
talking to
No,
his chat,
I'm
isn't
talking
he?
to my chat. No. I no.
I just thought that we left.
No. No, I'm talking to my. I have you guys muted. You guys are awful. They acted. They usually say so much and are constantly chirping, but they weren't chirping because they were nervous around because you guys are like more famous. That's literally what it was. They were just starstruck. That is so obnoxious. They're literally, Daddy, sorry. Yeah, look at them lighting it up now that they're not nervous anymore. They were starstruck the entire stream. All right. I'll probably fight react. I might have Jaren on. Are you going to punish us? Oh my God. See, now the door's wide open now that ugh. All right, see ya guys. Thank you again. This was a blast. See ya. I'm taking you guys to the secret room to get in trouble. You guys are so horrible. The worst chatters. I have the worst community. I'm lying. I love you all. This was so much fun. So literally we like sat down to like do the thing, and then I was just like, they're like, oh yeah, you went live on Saturday, and like, yeah, that was really cool. And then they're like, you should go live now. And I was like, are you serious? like I could not believe that was like an option. And they're like, yeah, just do it. And so now we're here. And so that was the live recording of the react to the final Beetle matches at Merca Finals. Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, let's do that. Let me see if Jaren's busy, because I can pull Jaren in here. Dude, I am wearing a shirt. This, you might not like it, but this is peak fashion. Okay. I literally, I knew it was going to be an audio only stream, and so I just thought it would be funny if I had the jacket on and then the real tree underneath. And then it ended up being like, I haven't washed, like I just got home from work, so I'm like disgusting right now. Like my hands still have like metal on them. So I was not prepared for a live stream. I do not like that in the previous 2 live streams I've just been unshowered. It's a lot. Yeah, dude, I'm trying to blend in with my environment. I get nervous if people are looking at me. So, and then the suit on over top of that. All right. I have to, let me know when you're in Discord, and I'll unmute Discord. I have it. Because I've got Discord muted so that I don't get pings. But I'm not sure which one it is. Yeah, let's watch Merca Finals. That's a good idea. I was gonna go to the gym. Oh, I don't have Discord muted. Hey, how are you?
I'm chilling. Oh, I gotta mute the stream. Should we not be in the open channel?
Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
That's so funny that you're just done with a podcast. I also just finished one.
Wait, whose podcast were you on?
The box
I'm sorry?
outside the box.
Oh, outside the box.
Yeah.
Okay. No one should be able to see this channel.
Liam asked if he could join.
Oh. Yeah, let's pull Liam in here. Yeah.
Liam!
Is he in? He's in chat right now. Yeah, pull Liam in here.
He just said in the channel at me, like, can I join? As right before you dragged me. All right, so Chainsaw Kitty, yes.
Dog.
Hi.
Hi, Liam.
What's up, buddy?
Really hit him with the buddy.
We got limed already.
Limed.
We got limed.
You got limed already?
We got limed.
Dude, I've been fighting plants. I'm practicing for the undercutter versus double beater bar.
Beater bar.
How's it going?
Good. Do you care if I stream our Google Drive document?
No.
You don't want me to do that?
No. No. You're totally good to stream it. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to show off what we had been working on in anticipation for finals. Liam built an amazing document, the ultimate coping experience.
Liam, maximum copium.
The maximum coping experience. I wanted to give you prompts. This is a document.
That's good.
Look at this. This is a document that shows all the potential matchups, or not the potential matchups, but like the matchups for thing. For
Potential
finals.
brackets.
God, how do I lock a tab?
God, you are such a boomer, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is Brandon just said script about to drop. Yeah, so this is, and like there's a couple like, and don't, if you see your bot on here and I have you losing, it's because I you know,
it's because he thinks you're gonna lose.
it's because I think you're gonna lose. It's because
he absolutely
it's because
thinks you.
you're gonna lose your first fight. This is how I write the script, and this is how I script who's gonna win. So basically, we have in the finals, Son of Cram. if bot 2 wins every fight, we have Promheta and Honey fight in the finals.
Also,
funny.
Has Eli mentioned
Yes.
to you that I think at least 3 of us asked about Apricot today?
Questionable choices.
Wait, he
right.
he was literally DMing me during fucking stream. What was,
I know, because we were DMing him about Apricot.
You know, do you think he cares if I publicly read what he sent to me?
I don't know, but we were talking to JMO. We were talking to JMO, and he was like, "Okay, you guys want it? Just ask him."
What, Apricot?
So, like, yeah, so like 3 of us did.
Was this during Christine's stream?
Yes, it's not
Oh
a
my
stream,
God.
but yeah,
Or podcast?
yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I think she invited me on that and I forgot to respond. Was that the November preview? Or December preview? Hello?
I'm not sure.
I think I forgot. I think she invited me and I forgot to respond because I'm a bad friend.
Yes, December preview.
Oh yeah, it's on December 7th.
Okay, no, she
It's
did
okay,
not.
Jake.
She
We
did
talked
not
about how
invite me.
bad
It's okay.
Maximizer's
It's
gonna
okay.
be.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay. It's
we're
okay. We're good.
You want,
We
just
talked
as-
about how
just-
hard
just
you're gonna
assume you-
lose.
Just assume you got invited, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real.
wow, so
Real.
entitled.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I'm such a dude. Come on.
Okay, well,
My first
better-
concern was, oh my god, I am such a horrible person for forgetting to
Okay,
respond to
but,
this
like,
person's DM. Because I love
better,
Christine.
It's better than
With-
responding, yes, I can go, when you're not invited.
Yeah, or just like showing up, unannounced. Okay, so if fucking Eli, he goes when Apricot comes back full power and goes weapon to weapon with Maximizer. After the dust settles, your robot has been split in two. Remember that you brought this on yourself, Jake Maximizer. I'm gonna ship you Apricot's dead body. Now, okay, two things about this DM. They're 20 minutes apart. So he sat there and thought about what he was gonna say next. He said, I'm gonna ship you Apricot's dead body. It's your problem now. That is so
When did he
funny.
DM you?
Like 30 minutes ago. That is so
What
funny.
time?
Okay, so Apricot is my favorite.
I DM'd him at 8:47.
If I had a parasocial relationship with a robot, it would be Apricot because no one else knows what it is. I know what it is. I love it so much.
Apricot.
It's huge. Look how massive the bar is. Also, he says it's
That's what
four-wheel
she
drive,
said.
but it's clearly two-cone drive. What the hell? All right. No. I
Sorry,
am
stream.
sharing with the 33 people in here.
6,
They
5,
have to watch this.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Looking at cage 4-2 here. Ooh, this was off to the races immediately.
4,
It's Apricot.
3,
You don't
Can't
understand.
handle its own
Apricot.
That's its problem.
Fight, robots,
Apricot is
fight.
weak.
Looking at cage 4-2 here.
I forgot that
Ooh,
it
this was
fought
off to the
one, too.
races immediately here.
Yeah, and it wrecked it.
Yeah,
That
it's
thing
it's
spit off.
It's eligible for
I have a
NCL.
question.
Dude, look at it.
How
Let
would you
it
say
go,
that
dude.
Apricot.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is tomato conversation.
Two-cone
Is
drive is
apricot.
eligible for
Apricot.
Did you
NCL.
say
Bob, you were
apricot?
correct.
No, I'm from Florida too. I
Oh,
say
I'm
apricot.
so happy that you don't say apricot. I think we would have to stop working together.
God, this is like
Questions you gotta
chalky.
ask,
if
you know, make
put,
sure we're
like,
on the same
5
page.
shots of heroin in its bloodstream.
Wow, Supreme Ruler. Are we,
I know. I
look
was
at us.
really impressed with him.
Not
He's
a
like,
chance.
he's doing such a great job controlling that fight, keeping William Marchese
It-
and
it one-shot the
Kiryu Nobuko
robot
up and
without
out of the
a
way.
weapon
No, nice
bearing.
pin there from William.
Wow.
He's got him
Oh,
up
yeah,
against the wall.
true.
That's
Got
really
him.
the way to do it,
22
though, is
is
to sort of lock
a
in those
robot.
arms. If you could create any sort of damage to those arms, that would be your easiest way in.
Absolutely. It does look like the spinning mass weapon on Kiro Nohoko is not working right now.
Apricot looks
This
like
is
if you
a
took a
hinged
fat person from a
horizontal
cartoon
spinner,
and dropped
which
an
is
anvil
not
on them.
typical. Normally, William runs a bot called Sea Dragon's Roar, which has a hinged
And then,
vertical
the,
spinner,
and then the
which is
cone
pretty
is the
typical.
big like Tom and Jerry bump
And trying
that,
something new, trying something different.
that comes up on top of the head from the anvil after it's just flattened.
And then it. No, 22 inches.
This is the predecessor to
white robot.
22.
Is the white robot. Apricot is the apricot colored robot. Come on.
DBSC like came before 22.
Robots, fight.
Look at it go! Whoa!
We are so far behind you.
Oh, you're watching. You're not
streamed
watching.
in
You're
Discord.
watching.
Yeah,
I'm not
we're watching
streaming on
with
Discord.
stream delay.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Whoa!
Most talented streamer, by the way.
If I.
Oh my god.
If I. See, my concern is that I'll stream my Discord from Discord too, and I don't.
Don't you
wanna
have streamer mode?
Just stream the Chrome tab.
I do, but I'm worried that.
Yeah, just stream the Chrome tab.
It's fine. You can see what I'm doing. You can see this, right?
I cannot believe you said that.
Most talented streamer. Thank you.
15 seconds in the past.
Look at the size of that disc. I want to know how much that disc was
Dude,
from Sencut Send.
Dude, yeah, that's the same thing I was wondering.
It's
Is that like,
Yeah.
I agree.
There's no way it's not like a welded pipe. It's humongous, dude.
No, that's a glaze. That looks like a laser cut disc.
God.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
You should just
Dude,
ask him.
Eli, send me apricot. My camera just died again.
You should put that disc on maximizer.
Dude, I
Probably
couldn't
just dropped.
freaking handle it, man. Oh my god. Okay, I've got. Oh, I didn't charge my batteries. I didn't know I was gonna be streaming.
Dude.
All right, chat.
22.
Chat.
Okay,
We're going
let
to
me go
put
to
in.
the
We're gonna
bathroom.
uprise in Jake's chat.
Let me
We're gonna
go to the
uprise in
bathroom
Jake's
real
chat. When everybody gets back, start spamming the fish coffee pasta.
quick. Okay, I can't
yeah.
hear you, but I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm going over.
I don't care that you can hear me.
It still stands.
I have anarchy over over you.
Spam this darling to help Blue Marlin. Let's go.
All right, Liam, how are you beating Slam Plan? My money's on you.
Which robot?
The one that beat it last time,
Well, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time.
and just not tap out.
Yeah. Yeah, and just not tap out.
And just not tap out.
Bro, that was oh my god.
Michael
Bunger.
Michael. What is he What is he yapping about?
Bunger.
Guys, we got a yapper over here.
Dude.
I am the worst guest you could possibly have on your stream.
Oh no.
Bunger. Yeah, just buy a dummy battery already. You've already used your camera so much. All the cranks come out of the woodwork. Oh my god!
I was
Jake.
muted for that entire rant. Oh my god.
Top streamer, by the way. Top streamer.
Yeah, top streamer. Anyways, no. My chat was acting so weird they were acting so weird for the entire recording because I think they felt like they were also being recorded on the podcast, so they were on their best behavior. So they just didn't say anything weird. And then as soon as I'm you guys are acting weird, all of a sudden the chats just pick up out of nowhere.
Jake, you need to learn ASL so you can stream in ASL, like Brandon said.
ASL stream.
ASL stream, or we'll get your
ASL
interpreter
streamer.
on stream.
Sure. Okay. Where's the link for
Merca Finals?
Yeah, Merca Finals. Pull that up. We'll watch a
Just look up Merca.
I didn't actually watch this fight. Unfortunately, I stopped watching after beloved Carmine.
I cried after Carmine got saddened.
I know. Me too. I love Carmine.
Is it
So anyway, how often?
It's in our channel. What? Can you send me the link for the Merca Finals? Can you find that?
I'll try to find it. Glenn just told me
play these kids another.
Glenn just told me to get your interpreter on stream.
No, I listen. I'm not being serious when I say you guys were on your best behavior. No, I'm purely joking. Don't take anything that I'm saying seriously. You guys are fine. I love you. You are my community. I love you all.
Here, Jake.
Very much. You are all
I can't
safe
send
and
messages in
accepted.
the channel chat.
Put it in streaming chat. Yep, thank you. Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Is this the final? I have not watched the final
Yeah,
yet.
that is the final fight. I don't know if that's what we're supposed to be doing, but you can also just scroll down for the timestamps.
Oh, great. They already have it timestamped. Okay, let's watch the last 4. Shut up, Matt. Okay. So it was my camera just died again. I just heard it die.
Here, we'll get one of us will be your face camera.
Oh, there was a reset? Man.
What?
Was a reset? What?
Yeah, watch start with the first Pipeline Punch versus Elytra.
Semifinals. Also the third place match.
This is not Pipeline Punch.
I've got the
And you
thumbs
can watch
up,
this.
so this fight is gonna start.
Okay, I wanted to watch the
Three,
Carmine
two,
fight.
one,
This one made me
go!
sad though.
Both bots make their way out to
Dude,
center.
Carmine hits so
Big
hard.
shot by Pipeline.
I don't understand
Carmine is
how it
awesome.
wins
And
so many
another.
weapon-on-weapon hits.
It's
I
Carmine.
believe in
Also, it was
Carmine
running on
flailing.
3S this time.
Yeah,
because
because
of
they were
weight.
tight on weight.
Carmine coming
Oh,
back,
really?
though.
I just want to know where their weight went, dude.
Weapon.
Try to
Another
recenter.
good
Yeah,
shot.
I guess.
Oh.
And that's
I don't know.
stopped.
Probably could have chopped
Minute
down
36
the
on
wheel
the
guards. I don't know
clock.
how close it was.
Big Mike just taking a photo.
That's great because we also have that perspective.
Cage so they can unembed
I haven't seen
Big
this
Mike
one.
sent the video.
That's
So did they
stuck in there.
did Carmine fight Pipeline Punch 3 times?
disabling both blades to make sure
I
that
think
nothing else
so.
happens.
You have to imagine
It was at
there's
least twice.
something in
Twice.
turn.
No,
Yeah,
it would be
yeah.
twice because it was the time that
All right, Casey.
Jake, can you become
Let's
a
go,
VTuber?
That is
Dude, I'm gonna
absolutely
need to.
embedded in there.
All right,
this
they have big
yeah,
thumbs
because this
up.
is this is in
They're
losers
getting
finals, right? This is
undisabled.
losers
Yes.
finals because Carmine lost to
Fourth line,
Elytra,
minute
right?
36 on the
Right.
clock.
And then
Let's see
Carmine
what's
lost
still
to
working
Pipeline.
after
Oh,
that.
because this is yeah, because Carmine got
We'll
third
get
place,
some
and
more
then Pipeline Punch
hits.
got something,
I
and
can't see
Elytra
Casey,
got
so
something.
I
I don't
can't
remember the
tell if I got thumbs up.
placements.
There it is.
Don't
All right,
spoil
this
I
will
just remember
resume in
those
three,
are
two,
fucking
one,
beasts.
go!
Sorry, can I curse? on stream?
Both bots
Please don't.
still
All
working.
right.
I don't know. It's after
That shot,
9:30.
both robots
Everyone.
not showing a single
Dude,
sign
dude,
of wear.
look at Carmine. Dude,
Yes,
Lil's
definitely not after an
moving.
entire
Dude,
game
she
of
Lil's
locked
robots,
in.
dude.
Carmine gets a
She
couple
locked
hits.
in.
Dude,
No,
like
she's,
looking at
she's
like
such a
how
good
she's
driver.
driving now compared to the one competition she
we
won,
lost
dude,
camera.
it's night
There
and
we go.
day.
We're on to
She's
the other one.
moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I feel like I'm watching another Aria. Like
Yeah.
That camera is no more.
it's
Caught that
I'm-
fork
it's
really
so
good.
exciting.
Both
Yeah.
bots fighting it out. 1 minute remaining. Both bots have gotten in hits. Pipeline, maybe some bigger ones, but Carmine is hitting just as
It
much.
is.
But what is
Carmine,
Yeah, I don't know.
Pipeline's
Carmine
weapon?
seems to also struggle to get back on its
Temporarily
feet
down.
sometimes.
definitely
Not
gotta
nearly
get
as
up there
much
for a
as
second, but it
others.
seems like
Me,
May have lost
but
some ability.
um,
big hit into the wall.
it tends to go bouncing across the box and then
Red Panda's my
Careen
favorite
and then
NTL
land upside
robot
down.
Oh,
because
another big
it
hit.
I mean,
uses
I don't know,
its
it
weapon
seems-
as locomotion.
it's not bad. It's
Thank
not
goodness
bad.
camera's
It's just
back
like
as they,
big
fight
rip
under the
moment.
near side by the blue
Mhm.
corner.
That
Yeah, I wonder
beater
why
on
the,
is now down.
Oh no, less than 30
Why the
seconds
weapon
left
died.
to
It
fight.
is twitching.
because it's like twitching, but rip.
I don't think they've autopsied it.
And that's your match.
All right, I got a thumbs up, so this fight is gonna start in 3, 2,
Elytra's
1,
pretty fun.
go!
Repeat hub motor,
Finals,
cool.
let's see it.
Yeah, both bots
But-
immediately come out swinging with their vertical spinners. Remember, Elytra has a 1-game advantage. Both these bots have fought a long, hard day with lots of repairs.
Pipeline punch. Trying
God,
to
I feel like both these
Big
robots
hit.
are just
but
so
something may
wide.
have happened in that contact.
Yeah, I want to catch.
Ooh.
Honestly, I'd catch hands with Elytra.
What do you mean?
It's like I'm fighting fully defined again.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe they weigh
I'd-
3
I'd-
pounds. They look
I'd
so
throw
much
hands.
different.
That's a
So why do they look so
knockout.
much different from
We
the
got one
Norwalk
more
bots?
game in us.
You know? They just look different.
They don't look that different. I mean, they're
I don't
different
know.
style, but like, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Elytra and Pipeline Punch are both Rose Holman bots, which have a pretty distinct style. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so that's why they look like this.
The weapon
I'm pretty
geometry
sure.
is just super thin on them. I felt like I feel like
Yeah, I
haven't
think. Well,
seen
I think
that
they're
at
all
Norwalk.
designed by Tristan. So, They're all designed by
Really?
one guy on the team, I think. I don't know. Somebody should check me on that, but I know that Tristan
Don't
does
worry.
like weapon
This
commissions
is not
and
the
stuff.
this
so.
is not the truth stream. This is the conspiracies and lies.
I don't know.
stream.
Also, this
Both
is
bots have a
3-pound
6-inch weapon.
robots.
Holy
Jesus Christ.
Different
What?
meta does that.
2.
Matt, how is the meta
different
different?
meta.
They're just verts.
Well,
Sorry, I'm
they
being
are-
intentionally obtuse there. How are how
I
is
would
the meta
imagine
different?
this is 2 3-pound robots, and there's only 2 robots in the cage. So
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
I
that
wonder.
is
I
true.
wonder if having all these mini bots and stuff discourages these types of robots. I mean, I don't know. Just asking.
I
Asking
wonder.
the
Yeah, I
question.
wonder if we're seeing a future Norwalk final. Like actually, like in terms of like the archetype. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because these bots can't contest with having a mini bot in there. But like, for example, Mako is very good at handling 2 robots at once.
Yeah. I mean, also, well, like Turbo Fiend was like it's kind of like a wide disc vert, so I don't know.
That's
Right?
fair. That's fair. That's fair. I feel like, yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
Turbo Fiend is definitely more of a anomaly though than sorry, more of an anomaly at NHRL than it would be a Merca.
Less battery needs. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh,
Because it's 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Pipeline looking.
So the
Oh,
body's gonna
it
be smaller.
is.
I forgot it's 2 minutes.
Is that
Yeah.
like a common thing? 2 minutes?
Pipeline punch
It's
didn't get out.
semi-common.
Common in
early by
Brazil.
Elytra.
More blood for the blood god.
Oh yeah, I can remove the camera block
Interesting.
because it's just it's just void right
Jake.
now. Sorry. Thank you.
Peak
Punch is
streamer.
hoping for a hit.
That's more hits.
It's giving Elytra some free hits, but it's allowing the fight to continue.
Incentivizes running
They
high
want this,
MOI energy
blue
storage
thing.
weapons.
They want
Yeah, that
big
makes
hits.
sense.
They want a big finale.
Because you can dump more
Lots of
energy
sparks
over a
as the
shorter
two
period of
vertical spinners
time.
collide.
There we go.
Ton of room of air.
All right,
G-Scroll does
just over a
230
minute
for some
remaining.
reason. That's
Big hits
interesting.
from both
Yeah.
sides.
Interesting.
Oh, up into the sky. You can take out the cameras now. It's okay. Oh, there
Wow.
goes the
Fork
fork.
is snapped.
Yeah, but I'm wondering
Those
if we're going to see
forks are
more robots like
ridiculous.
this
There goes
when
another
we
one.
don't have mini bots, regardless.
Elytra is up against the
I need to
wall.
make some forks like that. I'm actually gonna do that for finals. Thanks for doing
What are
research
those
for me,
made of?
boys.
Giving no
Hey, I got
quarter.
you.
No clue,
With
but
the- with
I
the-
assume they're AR.
With the
Having
tips.
issues.
Like
Elytra
No,
staying
the,
ahead if he
ones on
wants,
Pipeline
just in
Punch.
case it'll knock
Keep
it
Those
later.
Rose guys like low MOI so they can drive while cranking. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and they like their wide
Oh,
bots.
it's a battery out. That's going to be a
Yeah.
technical knockout.
Your
Pipeline
rank one
punch.
Beetle
Wow.
wins first place.
Yeah, Pipeline Punch with the golden bolt coming back from behind in the
Uses titanium
in the double
uprights with
elimination. The silver
UHMW
bolt is
backing
gonna go
for
to Elytra, who had an amazing
for
day.
face.
Yeah, what I
Mounting
do
to the
basically,
top,
but with
bottom plate. Yeah, right. But yours are aluminum.
and TPU.
Ian Talbot. Congratulations,
Definitely
Ian
the
Talbot.
cheaper op.
Yeah, man, that's a cool archetype.
Vert.
Vert.
Well, aren't you making a wide beetle vert?
Oh my god, don't make me open up the cat.
Don't talk about
It's
his dead children
humiliating.
like
I don't
that.
I don't want to talk about my dead child. I have all the hardware for it.
What? Make it.
Make it.
Make it.
Just make
I know
it,
you
bro.
love Bebo, but make the Beetle. Let me fight you in my own weight class, bro.
Well, I will
Yeah.
say, I will say, without worrying about multis, it is incentivizing to build a beetle at this point. Just because I know I don't
Instead
have
of
to
me
build a
moving to your
separate-
weight class, come to my weight class. You've
I
been
don't
in
have to
the
build a
game longer
separate-
than me.
I don't know if I want to show it on stream just because I haven't, the wedge is just not on the robot. Like it's just floating because I haven't decided. That's my one holdup is how
Oh,
to,
no.
is how to attach the
Why do you have so many recovery documents? What the?
Don't ask.
Bro.
My computer.
Class
crashes a lot.
nights. Class nights done.
Blast sites done.
I don't.
And you
You're
could
building,
make
you're
an
building a
excuses.
beetle. This is a beetle.
I haven't opened it in a month. I'm pretty sure it's overweight too.
So
Well,
make it
yeah,
underweight.
I mean, doesn't it have like a welded
Yeah, that's what
upright?
happens when you make a welded AR center frame.
Yeah, but it's funny.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Holy crack.
That's the I wanna.
Yeah, your license expires in
God,
4 days, bro.
Yeah, I gotta. Come on, dude. Don't at me like that.
Fucking.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Okay, everything is broken in this document. I did not leave it in good condition when I last closed out. Yeah, well, maybe I win $12,000 here shortly, and I can afford a Beetle. So
I don't even know what the prize is, dude. I don't think it's $12,000.
Is
Really?
it that for 12s?
I have no idea. I assumed if it's the same as
I
last
thought it
year,
was
then yeah.
10,000.
I
Oh,
thought it was
is it
10.
okay?
I thought it was 10, 12, and 15.
Yeah.
Anyway, looking at those Rose Holman bots, I can absolutely like cut out some weight from the weapon. You know what I mean? Like, because right now this is sitting at like 4 millimeters.
God, you need to start listening to me, bro.
Also, yeah, like lighten up
Bro.
like how you do your hub as well.
Yeah, this is something
You've
we could
chosen
probably
probably
do
the
classic.
heaviest way I've ever seen to make a weapon hub and weapon.
Like you might even be able to make that 3D printed. I mean, I don't know. Beetles be beetle.
Yeah, because I can
You
make
you
it, I
can
can make
3D
that
print a hub,
nylon.
but
Yeah.
if you
'Cause
wanted to
I-
hit really hard, you might start cracking out.
Also, you should make your like
that's my
like the,
concern.
inside the disc geometry like symmetrical, so that you don't have to deal with like the whole balancing thing, because then the hub isn't like. You know.
I know that you love the
You know
Eclipse style blade, but it's going to be lighter if you do it something else. I promise you.
Or
I
I'm
need
just
to
saying like
lighten up
do the inner
existing
geometry different.
I just need to lighten up this geometry.
Yeah, yeah, like keep like,
'cause
the
some of
outside
this is too
profile,
thick.
but just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can clean up some weight there. But as far as like attaching the wedge, I don't know. I don't want to just do plastites into the UHMW.
Is that going to be TPU?
No, it's going to be UHMW.
Why not TPU?
It's too wide. If it gets caught with...
What?
I mean, it's not.
What do you mean
not
it's
gonna
too wide?
It's not going to sag because you have a metal wedge and a steel like center connecting thing. Like
think I should make this in
I don't think you'd
TPU?
have to worry. Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like the plastites
Yes.
like stick
Because
really
then I can make
really
it one
well
piece
to
with the
TPU.
pontoons as well. And
Yeah,
that-
dude, that'd be.
I
that'd be
mean, you
great.
could, but that means if your pontoons get damaged, you have to swap out the whole body.
Yeah, I don't
Which is
care.
not
I
ideal.
mean, they're
I don't
already like
care.
super separated. You could just make like maybe a connector thing so that they can.
Well,
be
he could just
separate.
mount them the same way he would now, but he's saying he wants to
It
make it one
simplifies
piece.
hardware.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It can also
Yeah,
run
I
with
think-
damaged.
Also,
Yeah, right.
Just get like a soldering iron and weld that crap back
I
together.
was just about to
Yeah.
say, Jake gets to learn TPU welding.
I do that all the time on my 12.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Anyways, there's like
Yeah,
yes,
and then-
I could probably make these TPU.
Yeah, and the
be
plastites will.
fine, You're right.
Yeah, the plastites will hold really well in the TPU because they'll be going like through the layer lines. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
What
worry
size plastite? Number 8?
These are 10s.
Oh,
Number
dude, you're
10s?
chilling.
Oh, you're fine.
You're
And
fine.
just make
You
sure
might-
you have the holes undersized enough, and you're fine.
Yeah, you might be able to go to number 8.
Okay.
But
No,
have
I mean, I
M5
can understand the
M5
concern.
through bolts
If you look at
yeah.
prints, they have issues with their wedges getting like kind of ripped off on the front, so I can understand the
Oh.
concern for big screws
yeah,
in the front.
no, you're right because if his wedge gets blown off, then that's bad.
Yeah, just like how Marip's
cannot
battery went
lose-
out the
if
front.
I lose my wedge, I lose everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
maybe
mean,
a 3D print
just
is
tape your stuff
better.
in.
Maybe a 3D, because I was also struggling with how to make the compact.
Yeah,
like,
just print it.
Oh yeah, that would work so much cleaner if
Just
it was
print it,
3D
bro.
printed. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I can't machine this in. You know, it's just kind of weird to machine it, and I need a really tiny end mill.
Just print it,
yeah.
bro.
I can't believe 30 people are watching this. This is horrible content.
Oh, hey, Peanut Gallery in our Discord. Zoe and Bob and Jay and Matt in there watching the stream. Yeah.
So, okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people watching my stream right now, instead of each individually having their own stream. So they're tanking my view count.
Jake, shut up. Shut up.
Man.
Nah, printing is OP.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
print it.
Maybe I just
have
need
you
to
seen the
print it
repeat
and
mini
feel
bots,
it,
bro?
and then feel more comfortable. Yeah, I guess Supreme Rule is really wide.
Do I need
Also,
to bring TPU parts to finals for you to feel it?
Yeah, also, like, if
have
you
a
look at,
3D
like, your
print, okay.
uprights, like, why does it go, like, all the way forward? And, like those little front triangles, like, there's a lot of weight you can cut out there.
I was
Nah,
going
that's good.
to attach
You think
this-
so? Okay.
I was going to bind this to the wedge.
Yeah, you could use nut strip as well for that if you wanted to. But
Yeah.
the bringing that forward is good because it adds the extra strength against like a mid cutter or an undercutter for punching the wedge in.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Also, what's the deal with the thing around the motor?
Motor guard.
Yeah, but, like, what's that made out of?
Pipe.
Fucking welded pipe.
It's a welded pipe.
Brother.
It's a welded pipe.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude.
Absolute crack addict.
Who needs a motor guard? you have your kickback.
Because I was gonna hate you.
Yeah.
I know. They've already
That's
yelled
a
at me
lot of
plenty
weight.
of times about it.
I know, it's
Apparently
great
I'm
because
not
I keep
brave
yelling
enough.
at them about motor guard.
Yeah, they're just coping. Also, I can't wait to...
Yeah.
Oh my god. Stop DMing me about just making my thing TPU unibody. Stop. That was not an invite. I just got 2 DMs about how I need to be designing my robot. Jesus Christ. I just tuned back. What is happening? I've been streaming for too long. I've been streaming for 3
We're
hours
berating
now.
Jake.
2.5 hours now. I can't go over 2 hours or it gets unhinged.
Is it gonna be like welded like 4140 or something like that?
No,
and you're gonna harden it.
500.
It's AR.
So effectively.
AR because he's a sweat.
Yeah, so
You think you could
effectively, I researched into.
Michael.
What did he fucking say? Make TPU maximizer. Dude, if the tail was TPU, it wouldn't be that bad. I swear. I promise.
Mr. 1mm nozzle over here flexing about the size of his nozzle, bro.
Bro's nozzle.
I will explain.
Bro dipped.
Bro dipped.
Camera back on for this.
You gotta see live Jake Hoffman reaction.
Live Jake reaction.
Yeah, because I'm gonna.
Oh my god.
After I make this point. Oh my god. All my camera batteries.
Streamer, instead of a TPU unibody, have you considered a chassis made of lasagna noodles?
Yo.
Yo, whoever this is, Evan Cooked on audio. Best idea of the stream
Evan,
so far.
bro, his name says it all. Dude
His
is
name's-
cooking,
he's cooking,
on another
bro.
level. Dude,
Evan
I don't think that's what we meant when we said like to cook, but
All of you
I
guys over
admire-
there, Michael Shore, Matt Lantry, you guys got terrible ideas. This Evan Cook knows what's up.
Oh my god. All right. Okay, so I looked into other materials other than so the 4130. Effectively, the impact strength of 4130 after you harden it is not very good, and that's what I saw with Creature's Wedge. Is they took it to AR 500 hardness, they took it to 50 Rockwell, even past AR 500. hardness. And what we saw is that we were able to shatter it, right? And after looking at the numbers, let me open up Jake's heat treat rundown.
Yeah.
It's just not. These numbers are for 4140, but they're effectively the same. They're very close to the same. Is that once you hit 45 Rockwell, the impact toughness like drops off. Like you get down in the like 10 or 15 range.
Dude, I love this guy.
I'm just wondering, like, so what's the current thickness of the...
I hate when they're funnier
what's
than
the
me.
current...
I hate when chatters.
When are we getting Spaghettomizer, bro?
Bro, Spaghettomizer.
I hate when chatters
Spaghettomizer, you put it in the black hole.
What's the current thickness of like all those steel
please
things?
keep coming back.
You're gonna weld
Please
together.
keep coming.
Please keep coming back. You're much funnier than me. Impact. The impact toughness of Air 500. Oh my gosh. I don't know where I read it. It's much higher than oh my god. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Robo Jackets. Yeah,
What?
it's at 24.4. Oh no, wait, that's in joules. Hang on, joules to foot-pounds. So it's at 18, but its hardness. 450 HRC. Oh my gosh. Robo Jackets, why did you use these units?
I don't know, dude. I was just wondering if you'd be able to go to like a thinner material because, like, AR 500 is usually thinnest 1/8 inch, but you might be. I heard somewhere you can get like 2mm.
Oh, AR 500. I could always machine it.
Yeah.
Down.
That is a option.
I could always just plane it.
That's really funny. One of my teammates faced AR 600 with a 3-inch face mill in our shop at once.
Because like if you think about like like this is a beetle.
It's
like
not terrible, man. As long as your tools are harder and your feeds and speeds are right, it's easy, bro. Trust.
Yeah, and your machine
so
is rigid enough.
At 48 Rockwell, 4130 has an impact toughness of 11, while AR 500 maintains its toughness. It's got 18 foot-pounds, so it's 50% more toughness. Tri-City AR 600 sells 2mm.
Yeah.
Maybe I make this frame out of 2mm AR 600. That would be hilarious.
That's crazy.
That would be.
Yeah,
funny
I mean, it
as
would save you on weight.
Would it save me on
Dude.
money?
I mean,
Probably not.
I don't think it's gonna matter. Like once you get like the 1200, you know.
That's fair.
Right.
Regardless, and this is why the maximizer plows for. I took a picture of them. Oh my gosh. Here, let me pull them up on stream. Because they look really good. I prepped them for welding today. Wow, why can't I open them?
Jake, since your motor and your weapon are so close together, you should just make it gear driven, and then your motor is your counter gyro.
That's actually banger.
Because it's
You should do that.
True, real. Anyways, the reason why these are AR 500 is I couldn't match the same impact toughness with 4130. I looked into 1095 spring steel, was gonna get close, but it was still not worth it. And it's not like the annealed AR 500 isn't hard. When I Rockwell tested it, it's still Rockwell tested out to 30, which is the same hardness as what I was able to achieve with a 4130 and an oil quench. I could have probably gotten it higher, with an oil with like a water quench, and some more patience. But it's just like, I don't know. It's not like it's not hard in between the welds. You know, it's still hard through the structure, which is what is taking the load. Like, for example, the force path from the shaft all the way down to the floor, this is all still going to be hardened. You know, it's only here in the back where it attaches to the frame where it's going to be a little bit softer. And even then it's like, how soft is that going to be? You know, it's not horrible. So that's my logic on I am curious at more steels. I'm curious at different steels. I have a wedge that is 4130 that I haven't run yet. And I
Jake, your camera's covering everything.
I
and
know.
it's dead.
I know. That I want to run at finals. Because I haven't tested it against a mid cutter yet, but I doubt I'll be able to beat AR 500 with any 41 series steel or any, for that matter, any like spring steel or 10 series. Stop DMing me about Okay, I have 3 DMs. One of them says you should make it a monolithic thermoplastic urethane chassis. What? I have 4 DMs
Bruh.
telling me to do a TPU unibody. Jesus. Okay, I'm done. Stream's over. Do you guys have anything else?
Let Jake engineer his robot.
Hello? I think my internet just... my internet just cut out.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. My internet just cut out when I opened up the... Alright. You have anything else?
No. Your mom.
Got him.
Got him. No.